HC plan for Tom has been a really, really positive process. Initially, I wasn't at all sure what it was going to entail, and I was I couldn't really see, with the complexity of Tom's needs, how it would make a real difference. And some of the issues that we were kind of faced with were that Tom was 16, 17, but because the focus of the expertise for Tom's care around his trachea, his vent, was with us as a family, particularly me, it meant that I was going along very often to activities because there was only one person trained around the trachea who works with Tom in college. So I think everyone getting together kind of as a you know, a big team meeting and listening to other people's ideas, and particularly we had a circle of support at home where Tom's brothers and sisters gave their input, and other young people. I realised that whilst I was kind of okay to carry on going to things with Tom, it's not appropriate for a 17, 18-year-old young man to be going places with his mum, and I don't think it was doing him justice, you know, that I should be sat there in the corner when obviously nobody else has the mum with them. So one of the issues that we really faced was because Tom's need was so complex. For instance, once he was unwell and we went into A&E, and the consultant there said to me, would you mind changing his trachea, because obviously you're a lot better at it than any of us. And that really kind of frightened me, because it's, you know, if ever I was ill, that was brought up. If ever I wasn't available for any reason, I didn't think it was a healthy position to be in, that everything should be with me and other people weren't as confident and competent with Tom's care and with his needs and so on. So, like I say, initially I wasn't really sure where things were going to go with the HC plan, because as well it was a pilot, and I guess nobody was really sure. You know, we were just in the early stages, so we were just working it out. So we've got doing a support plan and looking through Tom's all his day, and you know, from getting up in the morning to going to bed at night. We identified all his needs, and we identified that he does need 2 people with him, because if you're driving the car and he needs, you know, attention, and so that all his needs were identified. But one thing we really identified was the fact that, you know, if you're only on, if we were paying 2 people and his personal budget, and one person was more or less on the minimum wage, why would you then want to take all the responsibility for quite an acute situation potentially? So, and one of the things the personal budget enabled us to do was differentiate the pay, which has made a massive difference, because now we can pay appropriately the people that are trained, and the support person, you know, definitely knows their role, and which has been great, because, you know, he loves being around young people, so he's got a body of young PAs who initially haven't been trained, but have started as they've got more familiar with him to be trained. So what's happened is it's kind of broadened his horizons, so that I don't have to be there with him all the time, which he's really pleased about, because I mean, at 18 you don't want to be with your mum all the time, do you? And so it's just been great, even to the point where he's actually stayed overnight with his Duke of Edinburgh group with 2 support workers, and he's doing it again next week, which, I mean, he's got BiPAP ventilation overnight, so it's quite an invasive procedure, but he takes it with it, you know, he's taking it with him to Keswick, and that's been just a massive, massive achievement for Tom. It's been absolutely huge.